Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to talk a little bit about information technology, the way we use our computers in the home, and there's another idea you can use your computer for. We've heard a lot in the news just recently about the recent earthquakes that have happened around the world, both in New Zealand, Japan and other places. You don't have to look too far on the web to see the devastation which has been caused by these earthly events. Really, there's nothing we can do to stop them. We hear on the news sort of that the earthquakes of pre-shocks and aftershocks and all that, but what does it actually mean? What are these things we can see? How do we find out more information about the things which are happening to the earth itself, irrespective of where it is, be it Japan or New Zealand, or Chile, anywhere in the world? I found a little gadget called IRIS, and that stands for the Incorporated Research Institutions for Seismology, which is a very handy tool, because if we look at it we can actually see these red circles which show us the data for earthquakes that have happened today or the last 30 days. The little guide at the top shows you the way the circles form in the order of magnitude. The colours are today, yesterday, 12 weeks, 5 years ago. So if we can have a look at certainly this one in Japan. We'll go to the world map first just to show you what we can see on this. So there we have a world map, very handy to have if you want to know whether it's daytime or nighttime in America. At a glance you can see that the line here is evening and this line here is morning. Very good to see the globe like that. But what concerns us today is just the information that we have on earthquakes. So let's have a look at this first screen we pulled up. We can see there's a lot of earthquakes in the Japan region. Quite surprisingly, we hear about the big earthquake. Let's have a look at the earthquakes for the last 30 days. If I scroll right down the page here, more or less towards the bottom, it would take us back to 17th of February in this case. If I come up to the 11th of March where the big earthquake happened, there it is there, 8.9 on the Richter scale. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But you can see that near the east coast of Honshu in Japan, it didn't just start with the 8.9. There was a lot of pre-shocks there, and some of them quite sizable at 6 and 6.3. That's more than enough power to cause disturbance. This column here that we can see, this column here that we can see shows the depth of the earthquake, and you can see the 9th of March there was a 6.3 earthquake 2 kilometers from the surface. Right, compare that to the 24 kilometers that the big one happened. But since that massive earthquake, which I think has been upgraded to a 9, we can see how many earthquakes have been occurred in Japan. Now I'll scroll up very slowly, and you can just see that most of the information here is the same place, and there have been 185 different earthquakes in the Honshu region of Japan since the big earthquake. Just stopping from today, which is the 19th of March, already today there has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 earthquakes. 2 have been towards the dangerous side, the 5.9 there, another 5.9 there, both off the east coast of Honshu. So we can see that this earthquakes that are occurring, they're not just for the minute. If I just go back to that world map that we saw, earthquake data, we can see here the pink areas more than anything else is where earthquakes have occurred in the last 5 years. It actually draws a very pretty outline of the tectonic plates of the Earth. If I click on the UK there, we can see there is, going through Iceland and up towards the north, there is an edge of a tectonic plate that comes down through the mid-Atlantic, then across here through beneath Spain, then up through Italy and down through Greece. This is the tectonic plate which Britain sits upon. We get a few minor earthquakes which are hard to see almost. If I look at the last 30 days on there, it doesn't even fill a page. Greenland Sea, there's a 4.6 earthquake measuring 35 meters kilometers deep in the North Sea. Again, all this information for IRIS comes from the United States Geological Survey. Which for some reason my keyboard is not inputting data. Never mind. usgs.gov. There we are, the United States Geological Survey. This will give us all the information we need about earthquakes. And as I said in the start of this, information technology is here on the web if we want to find it. This may not be your idea of a pastime, searching for earthquakes and that sort of thing, but there's other things, volcanic eruptions, which also happen to the Earth. Tsunamis, obviously, they're covered quite well. But through the USGS you can actually find flooding reports in the spring. This will be for, can't see where it's from. Oh, it's blanked out there, that's why. Usually for different areas of United States and anywhere else in the world you care to input data to. The USGS doesn't just cover America, it covers the world. So we can look up things like climate change and how climate change will affect us here in the UK. Droughts which may happen in Middle Eastern countries and even places like Australia, which you don't associate with droughts. Quite a lot of information about human health, maps and atlases, microbiology, volcanoes, water quality, wildfires which occur occasionally. Click on that one for you. Natural hazards, where they're occurring at the moment, where they've occurred in the past, and things we can do to prevent them if we live in one of those areas. So information technology is ready, available on the web. It's just one way of using your computer on the net. That's just one little topic that I've highlighted today. Obviously, if you want to look up information about anything at all, most people tend to use Google. If you're a cook and you want recipes, type recipes in and there we are, literally thousands. This is information technology. Anything you can think of that's you want to look up for information purposes, be it a bus timetable, a train timetable, a recipe for someone's lunch, dinner or evening meal, where to go in a certain town, where there's hotels in certain areas. If you look at Google Maps, excellent way of finding out. I just noticed something that if you type in Google Maps after you've searched for recipes, you get to see the places where presumably they cook the food that you're talking about. That's T's Caribbean recipe kits provided from somewhere in Leighton. Never mind. Information about travel distances, information about locations in the maps of places. Grimsby there sticking out. Information about Sutton-on-Sea, wherever that is. Look, you see we're here. We can actually zoom in haven't got Flash Player on yet, so I can't go down to Street View, I don't think. Or maybe I can. No, I can't. But there we go. That's information technology. I'm going to keep it short.